Hello everyone, I am Hitansh Shah from the Club of Programmers IIT BHU. In this tutorial, we'll see about the git reward command. So I have this empty folder opened in Visual Studio Code. So first let's initialize an empty git repository, and now let's create a index.html file, and I'll put some boilerplate code. Add a h1 heading. First, let's create a commit. So far we have one commit in the commit history. So now let's talk about the git revert command. So basically what git revert does is it undoes the effects of the commit mentioned in the command. So it does not directly delete the commit. What it does is it creates an extra commit, and that commit reverts the changes of the commit mentioned. So let's see how that works. So in this commit, I created an index.html file, and I added a heading here. So let's first create another commit, because if I revert this, then the file will also be deleted. So let's create an heading 2 here. Let's quickly commit it. There we go. So now we have two commits. Now let's revert this h2 commit, h2 heading commit. So what I'll do is I'll write git revert, and then I'll copy the commit ID of the like this. And then as you see, it took me to an editor where I can edit the commit message. The commit would be which would be created by the git revert command. So this is the revert. This is the default commit message. So let's leave it unchanged. And as you can see, the heading is gone. H2 is gone. And if we look at the git log, the third commit has appeared here. Revert added H2. So this is a simple implementation of git revert command. It creates an extra commit on the top of the commits to revert the changes of the commit mentioned. So there are a couple of flags we can use with this commit, like the no edit flag. Like as you saw when I ran the git revert command, it opened an editor to edit the commit message. But sometimes I want to leave it unchanged. So why bother to open editor? So we can use a flag no edit. So it will automatically choose the default commit message, and it will commit it directly. So let's revert this commit, the the commit which was just made by the git revert command. So as you can guess, the revert effect will be cancelled, and the h2 heading will return. So git revert, and I'll use this flag no edit, and let's copy the commit ID. So the editor didn't open up, and the h2 heading is returned. So that was a no edit flag. Now there is one more flag, no commit flag. So before that, let's create another commit. Suppose h3, suppose heading 3. I'll quickly commit it. Now suppose I have another file, index.js, and let's add a simple addition function here. So if I do git status now, we have this untracked file. So let's edit the staging area first. Yeah. So we in the staging area we have a new file index.js. So sometimes what happens is we don't want git revert to directly commit it. So like when we use git revert, even with a no edit flag, what it did was it directly created a commit to undo the changes. But sometimes we want it to undo the changes and store them in the staging area, and we'll commit it later. Like suppose I am working on a new feature, suppose index.js, and suddenly I remember that I don't want this heading, I want to revert this. So but now if I revert this, a new commit, like I error will be there because my staging area is not empty. So what I can do is I can tell git revert to just store the revert changes in the staging area along with this, and then I'll commit both of them together. So let's see. Like first I'll do git log. So we have this added h3 here. So let's copy the commit ID and I'll do git revert with the flag no commit, and I paste the commit ID. So the heading is gone and the commit is not made yet. If I do git status, I have two files. First, the new file is preserved here, index.js, and we have this index.html modified here. Now, I can commit both of them together. So this is quite handy when you are working with several files or changes together and you want to revert one of them and they are related. So you can just maintain a clean commit history by including all the changes in one commit. So that was the no commit flag. Now there is one more feature you can use with get revert. Like if you want to revert multiple commits at the same time. So before that, let me clean the commit history a little bit. I have cleaned the commit history. So we have a total of four commits. First, the initial commit was index.html, in which we added the heading one and we added the file itself. And then we have added h2 for the heading 2. We have added h3 for the heading 3, and lastly we have added h4 for the heading 4. So we have a clean commit history here. Now suppose I want to remove these three commits, latest three commits h2, h3, and h4 together. So I want to remove all these three headings together. So I will have to remove these three commits together. So what I can do is git revert, and then I can type head which is pointing currently at the h4, and now we have to look at the bottommost commit, the range we want to revert, the bottommost commit of the range we want to revert. So this is the added h2, and this is the third last commit in the column. So we'll put tilde here and we will write 3, and then two dots will come, and then again head in the topmost commit of our range we want to revert. So this is the added h4, but the head itself is pointing to this, so we'll just leave it as head. And also I don't want to edit any commit message, so I'll put a flag here, no edit, and then I'll press enter. You can see three commits have been made simultaneously and all the headings are gone. So if I look at the commit history, we can see three commits are made: revert added h2, reverted h3, reverted h4. So because we chose three commits together to revert, so three commits were automatically made. If we have chosen five commits, so five commits would have been made. So that's how you can delete a range of commits together simultaneously with a git revert. So that's all for the git revert command for this video. There are several other advanced options which you can find in the git documentations. But for this video, that's all. Thank you for watching.